So I have the honor of introducing Brocha Aidel. Brocha Aidel Silverstein is a mother of 5 incredible children and 3 grandchildren, Baruch Hashem B'Ayin Hora. Since 2017, she has been blessed to be sharing the secrets to miraculous salvations on WhatsApp, which are 10-minute recordings done a couple of times weekly from the book. She recently started a Tomer Devorah 5-minute video, slowly working through learning how to emulate godliness while refining ourselves. She works with people who struggle with or are affected by the disease of addiction. She's a substance abuse professional, and she's a nationally certified addiction counselor. She sees both people in person and virtual, and she really, she believes that the gift of gratitude has changed her life. So I am really honored to introduce you to Brocha Silverstein. Brocha, are you there? Can you unmute and video yourself?
Hi, I'm here. So blown away by the energy and hearing you read Nishmas. I just said Nishmas this morning in a way that I've never ever said Nishmas. It was just, I felt it, Kol Atzmosai, I felt it in my bones. So thank you for this experience, and I hope to be able to really be able to log on in a more consistent way. This was an unbelievable experience. Nishmas Kol Chai, it's like you start off and then it says Kol Chai, and it starts in like a, it continues in a singular way, but we're so many different souls, but we're all united in one. We're united by the godliness that's within us. And that godliness within us creates a responsibility for ourselves and for all the lives that we touch. The light that's within us and the light that we have to illuminate others. Really, if you want to know who we are, we can listen to what we say. The Gemara says that we're supposed to use our speech to praise Hashem. We also hear about these skulos. Thank Hashem and see miracles. You started off by introducing me as that I do these recordings of the Secret to Miraculous Salvations. This is the book that I've been reading from since 2017. It's been like close to 12 to 15 times that I've done it. And how does, like, what is the secret to miraculous salvations? And if they had the secret to miraculous salvations back then, like, why didn't they just, Moshe Rabbeinu just use it to get us out of Mitzrayim? The truth is, really, that's what was used. The secret to miraculous salvation is very similar to the fact, and to connect it to the gratitude. What does that mean? When we're born, in a lot of ways, we're conditioned to see things through a negative lens, through the hurt, the pain. We fall and we focus on that space, the space of the pain and the space of what hurts us at that moment. If someone scrapes their knee, that's what they're focusing on, as opposed to all the rest of their limbs and organs that feel totally fine. What the secret to miraculous salvations and gratitude teaches us is to focus on the good in our life, to magnetize more good. Where you put your focus is what you attract. And that's what HaKadosh Baruch Hu was teaching us as a nation in our foundation during Yetzias Mitzrayim. And what is in the Torah. Torah is the best psychology book. It teaches us to connect to learn about how to connect, to see the good in our lives. I remember one time when my daughter was about 3 years old, and I practice gratitude with my kids. And before she goes to sleep, I say, what are 3 things you're grateful for? And one day when she was getting off the school bus, she fell down, she scraped her knee, and she goes, oh, I'm so grateful it's not bleeding. I was thinking, wow, this gratitude really works. Because normally when kids fall down, they scrape their knee, they're focused on the fact that their knee hurts them so much. So what is the secret to miraculous salvations? The secret to miraculous salvations is our thoughts are so powerful. We have over 70,000 thoughts a day, 70 to 75,000 thoughts a day. However, we can only think one thought at a time. So if we focus and be very, the word mindfulness is thrown around all over the place. But if we start being mindful of our thoughts and weeding out the negative thoughts. So a lot of times the first negative thought comes straight from the Yetzer Hara. So the one that says, oh, you can't or you won't, and substitute it with, I can or I will. Could happen because Hashem is loving. Hashem is full of compassion. Hashem is limitless. Hashem is infinite. So then we open up that path, that valve, the pipeline for the Yeshua to come to. When we do the I can't, so that's where we shut it down. That is where gratitude opens up the floodgates for the Yeshuas to come through into our lives. We live in such challenging times. When we start writing gratitude lists, I've been doing it for, I think it's close to 18 years now, writing a list every single day, 5 things a day. And when I have clients, that's one of the things I give them for homework is to start writing gratitude lists. And in the beginning, some of them will be, I'll say, did you do your homework? And I thought about it. I said, do you want to be 25% happy, or do you want to think you're 25% happier? Do you want to be 25% happier? Because what happens is that we have our thoughts, our speech, and our action. When we bring things down to action within ourselves, then we create action, room for action within our lives. By opening up ourselves to gratitude, by seeing the good in our life, we magnetize more good in our life. When we're able to focus on the good, we're able to create more good in our life. It really, really, really does work. And that's the word segula. Segula really means treasure. Segula, we're a treasured nation. The segula of Nishmas is that we're going to sing Hashem's praise. We're going to focus on the praise that he gives us. I heard a story from that Rabbi Joey Haber said, and he said that there were grandparents in Eretz Yisrael, and they were sitting, and they had a grandchild sitting in a high chair, and all of a sudden they heard a large crash, and their chandelier, very, very expensive chandelier, fell down, and it fell on top of the grandchild. And the kid was crying, and they went and they were plucking out all the glass and all the crystals, and they pulled it out. And Baruch Hashem, nothing happened to the child. It was miraculous. So they went and they made a huge Sudas Hadah. And the Rav that came to speak to at the Sudas Hadah said, you see how good Hashem is? Hashem wanted these people to lose this expensive chandelier, but he also wanted it to be a moment of joy for them at the same time. When this chandelier fell on the grandson and nothing happened to him, what did they focus on? They focused on how grateful they are that they have life, they have health, their grandson is happy, nothing happened. And they even made a party that their chandelier fell. They noticed all the gifts that Hashem gives them, and who cares about a chandelier at that moment? And that for us becomes our gift of gratitude. That opens up for us so much good. When we can take out our gratitude glasses and see, yes, we all have challenges in life. Every single one of us, every day will have challenges. But at the end of the day, what is it that we see? Do we see where Hashem is giving us our personal hugs, or are we seeing the bumps in the road? Where do we want to live our life seeing? And when we see the good, Hashem is like, she noticed me. I'll give her more to notice. It's like a parent. When our kids notice that we, gave them something or whatever it is, you always give them that little extra. But if they're fetching about everything you do anyways, so that's not the kid that you're, trying to please, because they never, appreciate what you do for them, right? At the end of the day, by thanking Hashem, you do end up seeing miracles. Why? Because you become a person that magnetizes that. And the energy that you're giving off is one of gratitude. You see the good in your life. You appreciate the good in your life. Within every challenge, there is always a gift. Hashem's only giving us the challenges to bring out the good within us. And if we are able to focus on that, we become happier. We become more successful, because then we're able to connect to our higher self. And that's really why we're going through this journey. And that's the secret to minimizing the challenge, because we're going through the challenge in order for us to refine ourselves. So if we're able to focus on that, to find the good in it, and to work on connecting to our higher self, so then the struggle doesn't necessarily need to be there, or we don't necessarily need to see it as a struggle. Then it's not so as painful or as challenging. So the gift of gratitude does work, does make us happier. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity to be able to share that with all of you. I did see while I was trying not to notice the chat while I was talking, because it was getting a little distracting, but someone asked if we could post the link to the Secrets to Miraculous Salvation. I guess I'll do it on the WhatsApp chat. I'll post that there. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. Thank you. Thank you for having me here today.
So that was really beautiful. Thank you so much. I want to tell you, I want to open it up for discussion, or if anybody wants to ask any questions. It's so interesting. You said something so amazing that really stuck out with that story. You said that when the Rebbeinu Shalom wanted to take away the chandelier, he also wanted to give them joy at the same time, right? It's such an amazing concept that you brought up. It was like the chandelier was supposed to leave, right? That somehow that was a kapara, right? For something.
Yes.
But within that moment, with so much love of Hashem, that the joy was that their grandson was fine. So they couldn't even focus on the chandelier. It's such a beautiful point that you brought out. Such a beautiful point.
I believe Hashem always wants us to find the joy in the moment. Always, always wants us to find the joy in the moment. I remember in the beginning of Corona that at some point, when it was just felt like it was always, it was just like, this gray cloud started to hover, and it was harder to find the gratitude. And I turned to my kids and I said, okay, remember the story of Reb Elimelech and Reb Zusha, and my son, who's a 20-year-old straight-laced yeshiva student, and said, no, ma, what? So I said, okay, so Reb Elimelech from Lezhinsk and Reb Zusha, they were in a self-exile, and they were thrown into jail. And they were known for their simcha, their absolute joy in serving HaKadosh Baruch Hu with so much joy and bringing light to this world. And this jail cell that they were in was this huge, huge room. And in the middle of the jail cell was a round pot where everybody went to the bathroom. And Rebbe Elimelech went over to the warden and asked the warden if he can please take the pot out, because he wanted to pray. And the warden said, no, that's not how you do things over here. You're in jail. The pot stays. So Rebbe Elimelech sat in the corner and he looked a little despondent. And Rebbe Zusha said, holy brother, why do you look sad? So he said, well, this is the first time that I'm going to miss Mincha. He said, Bali Malach, the same God that tells you to daven mincha is the one that tells you you can't daven mincha with the pot in the room. So now this is the first time in your life that you can serve Hashem without davening. You're serving him, doing his will without davening. Let's dance. So the two brothers start dancing around the pot. And the other inmates look at these two men doing this holy dance around the pot. It looks fun. So they join. And so all the inmates start dancing around the pot, and the warden goes to one of the inmates and says, what's happening over here? And they said, I don't know, but there's something awesome about this pot because they're dancing around it. And he goes, well, if that's the case, then I'm just taking it out. And he takes out the pot, and Reb Zusha says, Reb Melech, you can daven mincha now. And so I told my kids, I said, you know, what we could do is now we can put a little pot in the middle of our dining room table, and every time we have a little issue, we can write it in the pot, and we can say, at least it doesn't have poop inside. And my little kid liked that, and she laughed, and whatever it is. But at the end of the day, yeah, we're meant to dance, because whatever it is that we're going through, that's the way we're meant to serve Hashem. That's perfect for me. That helps me become the better me at that moment, in that space.
Wow. I never heard that story. Wow. That's really, wow.
Can I ask a question?
Please go ahead, please.
When you're making your a list of 5 things every day, are you putting in different things each day, or are you repeating things that are important to you?
Never repeat.
Never repeat.
Never repeat.
Okay. And you've been doing this all along, and you've never repeated.
Yeah.
That's okay. Very good. I'm going to do that. Very good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It changed my life.
But what if there's something, Brocha, that you're really, really grateful for? Like you have this tremendous gratitude for, and you just can't stop feeling so much gratitude for it. So in your 5, you just want to keep putting that one thing in.
Then if let's say, even if something repeats itself, then I would have a different reason for it. Maybe then I would write a reason or thank Hashem in a connected way. But there's always other 5. Even if I want to, then I can still write 5 more.
And you're keeping this is in a book, in a binder that you're keeping?
So I don't keep it in a book. I've written it either in over the years. Sometimes it was in emails, or sometimes on text, or I'm not good about these book things. I try it in books sometimes. I personally, that's my thing, is that I'm not great about books, but I do tell other people to write in journals, but I'm honest.
The main thing is to write it, not to keep it in an organized manner or whatever. The main thing is to
not
write
in your
it
head.
out.
It has to be, you have to bring it down into an action. Yeah.
Right. But like you said, it doesn't have to be in a booklet. Just as long as it's written, it's nothing that you have to
bring it into action.
I understand. Yeah. Makes sense. Thank you.
Brocha,
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, quick question. What about something you would like to happen in the future? Meaning it could happen any second, it could happen any day, month, or year, but you it's something that you're obviously wanting Hashem to fulfill for you now. Would that be part of the gratitude? Like kind of, HaKadosh Baruch Hu, thank you for X, but it's not exactly there yet.
So that's in the Secret to Miraculous Salvation. There's separate exercise on how to attract to Yeshua. In other words, where you write what your challenge is, and then you write what the Yeshua looks like, and then you do that for 2 weeks. And that's an exercise that, I walk you through and show how to, do like a guided imagery for the Yeshua. And that's also a very powerful tool. But that's something separate than gratitude.
And you're sending the link? You're sending the link to us in the chat?
I'm going to send it on the WhatsApp chat. Is everyone here on that WhatsApp chat?
Not everybody.
I don't know how to do it on Zoom. I'm not on my phone, so I don't know how to do it on Zoom.
No, not me. already put it up on the chat.
Oh, okay, fine.
But we can also put it on the WhatsApp group. We can also post it on the WhatsApp group for anybody who wasn't on the call today, who wants to be able to connect to that. Anybody else have any questions? Anybody want to go ahead?
Naomi, can I say something?
Yeah, of course. You don't have to ask me, of course. Go ahead.
Okay. There's a makor for what Brocha is saying. The Ben Ish Chai talks about when in Kedusha we say Kadosh 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 Hashem Tzavakis Malecha It's Kavoidai. So he asked the question, why 3 times we say Kadosh, right? It looks like a nice pasuk that Chazal put in, but really it's a bakasha. It's something that we're requesting from a Kadosh Baruch Hu. And the first Kadosh is we're asking for holiness in our thoughts. The second Kadosh is holiness in our speech. And the third one is Kedusha in our action. And because everything stems from Akshava, from thoughts, that's why it's first. And we always have to ask the Kadosh Baruch Hu that Kadosh Baruch Hu should help us refine our thoughts and keep it positive, because everything from there is going to manifest.
Well, it's amazing. It's really amazing. Like, it's amazing how our thoughts are so, it has so much power. You know it has power in your own life in terms of what it does to you. But the whole idea of this powerfulness, it's like the Rebbe used to say, when you think good, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And it's the same concept, right? Think good and it'll be good. Right? Everybody knows that that's like the famous saying from the Rebbe. Anybody else have any questions before we get off? I just want to mention tomorrow is Rachel. 1 second, Sarah. Tomorrow is Rachel. And then Friday, I just want to mention Friday, Ahavia is going to take us through Hafreshat Chala, of course, this Friday again. Cyril's going to give us a few minutes of the power of Nishmas, and I think that Ahavia is also going to speak for a few minutes. So go ahead, Cyril. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I just wanted to mention something. I'm also been in this gratitude journey for a long time, and not as long as you. And there was something I learned from Rachel Shaul, who I will connect with for you. And it's such a beautiful thing for the Maharsha. She says, "B'derech she'adam rotzeh leilech ba molachim oto," right? That beautiful pasuk where the way a man wants to go, this is the way he shall be led. So the Maharsha says, "B'derech she'adam rotzeh leilech b'machshava," the way a man goes with his thoughts. He says, don't read molachim, read malachim. He says he creates actual spiritual entities with his thoughts, and those are the things. Those are the angels, the malachim, that bring him to that fruition. We're actually creating malachim with our thoughts. So if we think good, trach git, zan git, because we're creating good malachim that are helping us. But if we're full of daiga and negativity, chaz v'shalom, we're creating spiritual entities that are actually drawing us away. So it's like, to me, it was one of the most powerful things I ever learned. Like on that pasuk, it's just an amazing thought. Your thoughts are not just nothing, they're not fluff, they are actual reality. And we know that because when we're thinking about someone for a long time, even if we didn't speak to them in a few years, all of a sudden they're calling us. It's a magnet, like you said. But that pasuk explains it in a very beautiful way in the Maharsha's.
It is amazing. Wow, it is really amazing.
It's so beautiful, Cyril. I want to add something to that, because I was learning something the other day that if there's a flaw in the way you think or the way you speak, there's different things to do. I don't remember which one is which, but I think you have to do a tova to somebody. You have to do kind of like, what's the English word? You have to make good. If you think something negatively, then you have to, over for that. Huh?
Do something good for somebody, right?
Say it again.
Do something good for somebody else.
Yes, you have to do good for someone else. I have the Hebrew. I'm just not sitting in front of my notebooks right now. And I think that if you say something negative, then you have to give them a bracha. And it could be the reverse. I'm not sure. I'm trying to remember what makor, what source that was from. And I'm kind of blanking right now. So maybe I'll put it in the chat. But it just goes to show kind of like what Cyril is saying is that, and what Rebbe Yagod was saying, if that's really true, that there's an entity created by each kadosh, we're so kadosh, and we're creating malachim, then and then the opposite is true, that Chazal is explaining that if there's a flaw in any of those levels, there's different ways of doing tshuva. So thank you so much. That was great.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. Wow.
Okay, Naomi, can I tell something?
Please.
Alina, please.
Go ahead.
Okay, I want to share with you how I start my morning. Every morning I wake up, tell Modiani, slow it down a couple minutes, and suddenly I'm jump and I'm almost really dancing. My husband every time asks me, what is going on with you? This night you don't sleep well. Yes, you have pain and you're still so excited. And I tell Marat, I can take care of myself. I see sunshine. And if it's rainy day, tomorrow will be sunshine. I thank God for the love that God give me in my heart, for my family, for all the blessing. And when you start the day with this attitude, doesn't matter what, you will finish this day with the same attitude. And you will not allow negative thoughts to enter your brain. Because you point a lot of good things, like Marat, the birds are singing. They tell us hello, and he look at me different with my husband. He's a great husband. We're married for 32 years almost. Marat, the birds singing. How you need to be happy. The flowers, I have flowers every Shabbat. And he look at me, and this, if everyone will learn to start something special, start the morning with good, with happiness, and maybe some dancing, or maybe some singing. Do find something that is part of you to tell Hashem thank you. Part of you that connects you to Hashem. And this is how I start my morning. Every morning, every same. And every morning my husband asks me the same question. It's crazy. But all the time I find something new to tell him, and he like move his hand and go.
Right. Could you imagine if you go out of the bed every morning and you started to dance? First you said your Moda Ani, of course, you did but could you imagine if you danced right away in the morning? Wow.
I'm crazy. I don't know why.
I just want to add one thing, if it's okay.
Please.
When Rabbi Yagod was talking about kadosh, 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 one of the things that moves me so much and I yearn for so much is right before we say kadosh, 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 he talks about the angels, how they look at each other with reverence and respect, and they're filled with awe of each other and allow themselves to unify praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Like I feel like I can't wait for us to do that, where we look at each other with such respect and love and no animosity, and we're so unified that we all like look at each other like, no, you go first, no, you go first, no, like, let's all together just say nishmas together and say kadosh, kadosh, kadosh to Hashem in the most. I can't wait for us to do that.
I know, I agree. I so agree with you. It's so beautiful. You're so right. You're so right. When we can actually see the greatness of others, or even the greatness of someone else's children, or whatever it is, or the person's need, anything, as much as we feel that need for ourselves. Really.
Right. And it really starts.
That unity, rooted in that unity together to such an extent. That's really knowing that every single one of us is Hashem's children. Everybody.
Right. And it does start with that gratitude.
Okay, can I say something?
Of course. You don't have to say.
Oh, can you hear me?
Yeah, we hear you beautiful.
So I've been learning like at least 2 classes of Devar Machut every day, and it's made for these times for Mashiach. And the Rebbe was saying that there's 3 levels, and now we're on the 3rd level. One is like, for example, when Moshe went to get the luchot, and then they had the golden calf. So we have A, which is good. B is they crush it, they ruin it, and then we get the other luchot and even more parts of the Torah. So it became even greater. So the crushing leads to the geula. So right now we're on level 3. So he says we all have to jump. We have to get to our atzmus. We have to clean our core, make our inside match our outside, and we have to be there. Like all of us have to get there right now. And that is bringing geula, and each of us is a part of Moshe Rabbeinu. Each of us becomes, by cleaning our core and getting to our atzmus, we are bringing Hashem in us, and we are actually a part of Hashem. We are a part of Hashem anyway, but we're getting our core into there, and we're connecting, making this great connection that geula comes. I mean, it's here, but we just have to bring ourselves into it. We have to bring it into us. So by a collective consciousness also gets us there. Like, for example, because the women didn't sin at the golden calf and at the party of Hashverosh, that's why the Shechina is here. Shechina is the female part. But one thing I realized, the greatness of the yeshiva is these boys are sitting, instead of in the parties of Hashverosh, they're learning Torah, and now their collective male part is bringing its part down to connect, the Ma'avaba, Manvaban. So that's what we're trying to do right now. We have to be in the 3rd level, get there, clean ourselves out, make your inside match your outside, connect to Hashem totally, and be a part. We are Moshe Rabbeinu. We're all that now. Our neshamas are those generations. So we have to get there. And they said the generation that doesn't bring Beis Hamikdash, that we did the opposite. So by us all getting there and bringing other people, it's going to bring the Beis Hamikdash down.
Amen.
Right.
Beautiful.
But the Rebbe's pushing for that so hard right now, every day.
It's so interesting because you look at how far Hashem has pushed us, and you just, like what Alyssa just said, it's like there's nothing else. Like we just need to do this work because we need geula now. Like we just need it. Like can't live in this reality anymore.
And also he's saying there's no past. Forget the past. People had pain and everything. Now just go be in the present and move ahead. No, because also the way we relate to Hashem is based on experiences we had when, like, we're a child. Let's say someone said, well, you're going to be punished if you do this. God's going to be. So, but God is a loving God. So our emotions are not what they should be or what they could be. They're based on other people's, like how their children act, how their husbands act. That's what our emotions, how we feel. But we have to go beyond that and we have to go totally beyond that. And we have to be at the 3rd level, and it's actually also the 11th level, which is Me'avar Tava and all that. So that's what we have to get to. And he said, erase the past. Don't think of the past. Don't think of any bad things, any pain. Just be in the present and happy and get there. Just jump.
Like
So that's what I want to say.
Cyril, like Levinsky said a few weeks ago, he said, we are not our feelings. We are not our feelings. And that's exactly what it is. We are not our feelings, right? Our feelings are our feelings. They're, but we are not our feelings.
And I love the way Galina gave us such a practical example of how we can get there.
I know, it's so true. Dancing. I just love that idea of getting up in the morning and coming out of bed and just starting to dance.
I'm actually jumping in here. I just want to tell everybody that this is the magnetism. We're experiencing it right now. And I have to bring my father-in-law, B'zichrono Lava, into the picture. He survived, and he was the one that gave me this message as well, because, when there's hope, when there's breath, there's hope. And that's a very, very important thing for all of us to direct our thoughts towards that. But Galina, I'm dancing with you and all of you women. And yeah, we have to actually create. I love how I think Alyssa said, we have to bring our inside. It's right there, but we have to bring it into our inside. So thank you everybody for helping me dance through the day. And thank you, of course, Naomi and Brocha Silverstein. Thank you so much for your amazing words. I'm going to order your book, and just know that that's exactly what it is. It's just it's expanding the light around the world.
So Shavuot, have a great rest of the week, everybody.
Thank you, Rhonda. Okay, is anybody else? Because otherwise we're gonna call it a day, and we'll see each other tomorrow, Bezrat Hashem. Anybody else have anything before we go?
I just want to tell you.
Naomi?
It's real. Oh, go ahead, Joe.
Naomi?
Yeah, who's that?
Naomi, can you hear me?
Yeah, who is it?
It's Josie. I just find it's very hard to hear you. You're so far from the microphone, or is it just my phone?
I don't know what it is. Does everybody feel that they can't hear me? I
Does
don't even know
everybody
what
else
Yes,
sound
you're
so?
very hard to hear.
it is very hard to hear. Really? Okay, I gotta tell my husband that I gotta fix something on this computer. I apologize. Please forgive me.
Thank you so much. I'm sorry.
No, thank you for telling me. Thank you. I'm so grateful that you're telling me, because I don't want people, when I say the nishmas, I don't want people to have to chas v'shalom.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. I'm gonna definitely ask my husband what I can do with this computer. I don't even know where the microphone is. But I'm gonna ask him for sure. Thank you so much. Okay, everybody.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you so much. Have a great day.
And mother.
Amen, everybody. Amen.
Thank you.
And thank you.
Bracha, thank you for the beautiful words and for sharing with us. And thank you, Basya. Thank you, Blima. Thank you, Rebbe Yagi. Thank you, everybody that spoke. And it was so beautiful again. Thank you. Just another beautiful, beautiful day that is just infused.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Naomi, to you to make it possible.
Thank you, everybody. Alyssa, everybody. Girls, thank you.
Beautiful, amazing day. A beautiful day.
Thank you,
Have a
Aidel.
wonderful
Thank you,
day.
Naomi.
Thank you. Great to see
Thank
you.
you.
Wonderful, beautiful
And
woman.
thank you, Nami. Thank you for bringing bracha to us. It was such a privilege. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Thank you so
My
much.
trust.
Thank you so much.
Great
Have a
day.
wonderful day, everybody.
Thank you.
Yeah.